Hello everyone, how's everybody doing? Hopefully everyone is doing well. Yup, it's me again, and let's talk. I'm feeling quite inspired this week, and I'm so excited to share the reasons with you guys. I was talking with my professors, and he recommended this book, and I immediately bought one the next morning. I am halfway through, but I already feel like I need to share with you some of the takeaways. The book is called The Atomic Habits, and as you can already tell, it's focused about breaking bad habits while building a good ones. A lot of people make a resolution, especially when the new year rolls around, but psychology will tell you less than 10% of them achieve those resolutions. Whether it's in education, goals, changing career, trying to quit smoking or drinking, or fitness. I have been there myself, trying to create a new habit and failing after a few weeks. Why does this happen? I want to share a few of the concepts that the author shares in the book to explain why it's hard to break a bad habit and perhaps how train yourself to build the new ones. As number one, you may never have thought about humans and animals in general develop habits. Apparently, habits are quite important for our survival in the planet. The author explained that despite the marvel of the human brain, a key weakness is that we cannot focus on two tasks at the same time. Our consciousness is limited like that. Therefore, our brains try to automate as many tasks as possible so that you do not waste time and brain power thinking about them. That's why you keep the car keys at the exact same spot when you get home, so that you don't look for them the next morning. You use the same road driving to work, and sometimes you do not even remember how you get to work, but you did. Habits are powerful in saving your brain power for more important tasks. The downside is that it makes it harder to stop bad habits because you find yourself doing them without thinking too hard. They just seem too easy. Stopping at the bar for a drink after work, seeking in a few more minutes of sleeping, picking the same unhealthy meal choices at the restaurant, and so forth. The second one, the science of the habit formation, or what they call it in science, the loop of habit formations. The author explained that humans are constantly undergoing a loop in every actions they undertake. It starts with a cue, then craving, then response, and finally reward. Cues are things that trigger a stimulate in a person, which is lead to craving. Cues do not mean anything on their own unless they are interpreted. Take for an instance, a parent who comes home from work at 5 p.m. every day and rings the doorbell. Their 2-year-old son soon start associate the sound of the doorbell with their parents getting home. The doorbell becomes a cue, and the desire to meet and hug the parents is the craving. The response simply refers to how you react to practical craving, which is lead to satisfactions, or what they call it reward. Number 3, focusing on system and not goals. This was my biggest takeaway from this book. Too often people focus on the goals they want to achieve, like example, losing weight, getting a well-paying job, or simply be happy. They end up neglecting the need to focus more on the smallest step that they should ultimately get them to their destination. The author says that if you can manage to take care of the systems, the goals will take care of themselves. Take for an instance, a person trying to lose 50 pounds. If the person goes for a run and come back and steps on the scales, they will not see any change today. They may not even see any change after 3 days of running. The risk here is that stopping in the scales every day could lead to frustration. It is why so many people give up after just weeks of trying. However, if the same persons focus more in the process, they stand a better chance of succeeding. If the person decides to just run 3 miles a day and just focus on not skipping a day, the skills will take care of itself. In the same spirit, A musician should not focus on getting to the big stage. Instead, they should just perfect their craft. A beginner in coding should not focus on getting a job in Google. They just should practice to get better every day. Number 4, and it's the last one. Outcome versus identity-based goals. Everything the writer says in the book can be tied up using the concept called outcome versus identity-based goals. He says that too often we fail because we try to change the things we do and not who we are. He says that you are more likely to succeed in behavior change if you decide to focus and change who you are. The things we do are evidence of who we are. For an instance, if you go to the gym twice a week for a year, you will believe you are a fitness conscious person. If you write 500 words a day for a year, you will believe you are a writer. However, when you start, you will feel like an imposter. But the more you do it, the more advance you gather to make yourself believe that you are this person you are trying to be. Therefore, guys, my appeal to you is to first identify who you want to become. Then do the things that you believe that the person want to be does. A writer write, a fit person train, a knowledgeable person read. You will begin make a small atomic change that eventually get you to your goals. And always remember what Jacob Riis says about the stone cutter. When nothing seems to help, I go and look at the stone cutters hammering away at his rock perhaps 100 times without as much as a crack showing on it. Yet its 101st blow it will split in two. And I know it was not the blow that did it, but all that had gone before. In the end, guys, I hope the topic of today it makes sense for a lot of people and can change you from the bad habit to the good habit. And also, guys, take care of yourself, and I wish everybody have the happy life they want and the enjoyment that they want. And also share a comment down below and tell me what you think of the topic of today. And don't forget about self-care. Always focus about the self-care. And yes, for the first time I'm asking, guys, don't forget to like and share and subscribe. See you guys until next time.